So what is his role Elon's role in the new administration, do you think?
I think he's the heartbeat. Here's what I mean by that. I've thought about this. It is the most important temperature check that we are going to make the changes that Donald Trump wants. Meaning, I think the president, in some ways, is the most powerful job, but I think this second term, he's more of a vessel in the sense that he's got all of these great field generals who can now run the plays. And of all the field generals, the one that has just an incremental more degree of freedom to also communicate openly and continuously with the public is him. So you'll get a sense of whether there's an arrhythmia by just monitoring his X feed. You'll also get a sense of whether there's like if the drumbeat is building. I think you get a sense of that from Elon as well. I think he's the heartbeat.
So do you think that Elon's X feed is a kind of pretty accurate window into what he's thinking?
Yeah, and that's what's so powerful. And this is why I think, when you compare and contrast Zuck with Elon, I think Zuck is like every other CEO. And Elon is just a complete singular outlier in the sense that there is no book that would have told you just tell the truth grounded in your morality from day one and just burn the boats. That old Cortez line, right?
Of course.
And people would have said, what? And so whatever he's felt, he's shared in complete truth and candor. No other CEO has ever done that, and probably no one will ever will, because you can't do it as a strategy. And you can't implement it on day 17 or day 1004. It's you either are or you're not. And so he sets a way of behavior that future CEOs should emulate. But we also have to a little bit give a break and cut some slack to everybody else because they're just never going to do as good a job as him in doing that.
How is he seen in Silicon Valley?
Oh, he's a star. But he's a kind guy. you know him as well. But
yes.
This, I think that people should know this. This is he's a kind guy. He's he's a beautiful person. He's a kind guy. I don't know what to say.
Has any American ever had this much power?
Gosh. Meaning the intersection of private and public industry kind of thing?
Yeah, I can't think of. Of course, the president has the power to launch nuclear weapons, so that trumps all power. But as a private citizen, a non-president, I can't think of any time in 250 years where an American has had as much power as Elon Musk has. In the sense that he's the most successful businessman by many measures. He runs the most powerful media outlet in the world, which is X. And he has, this mandate from the newly elected president of the United States to change the government. Nothing like that has ever happened that I know of.
Yeah. It's I guess so. I guess it hasn't happened.
Why did he buy X? Because as a business decision, it's kind of hard to justify.
Well, there's it happened in a moment where I think that there was the intersection of a lot of free speech issues. And I just think there was some, stuff that I'm not going to get into, but personal stuff, I think probably in his own life. And it just made him question what are these philosophies? What are these ideologies? And how destructive are they if we can't question things and talk out loud? And so we all got very lucky. He paid the personal. This is what I mean, but everybody can be wow, it's so easy. It must be amazing. It's not so that's I would crumble under the weight of that. I don't think I'm capable of that. I know that about myself.
It's not easy at all.
My God. And the price you pay, the personal price you pay, I couldn't do it. I think he's a unique person that way. His capacity for pain, his capacity for just the sheer drudgery, it's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. I guess in this context, I've been around two of these incredible figures. Mark, I worked in the trenches with. Elon, I've, seen now for 15 plus years. And when you think about those two, with Elon, there's just an incredible intellectual curiosity, an incredible amount of ability to suffer pain and suffering. And yet he's incredibly kind. I don't know. How?
We're not going to use the word revival, but it does seem true that millions of Americans simultaneously are coming to the conclusion that buying things online and going on vacation may not be the sum total purpose of life. Maybe there's something more. And if you're one of those people who's beginning to ask questions, what else is there? One of those people who's become suddenly very interested in God and having a relationship with God, then we cannot recommend an app called Hallow enough. Personally recommend it. It's a frequent topic of conversation in my house. Hallow is the #1 prayer app in the world. It offers thousands of guided prayers, meditations, music options, Gregorian chants, the Bible in a year. It's amazing what's on there. It's great. Hallow is fantastic. It's very easy to use. You build a routine. You can join groups of worshipers, set goals, tailor the whole experience to your exact spiritual needs. It really works. Most apps people get excited about and then stop using them. Hallow, people keep using it because it's great. We recently interviewed the founder and CEO of Hallow, and that conversation left us more convinced than ever that this will never become a godless society because people won't let that happen. People need God. Hallow can help connect you with God. With the March for Life approaching, it's a perfect time to download the Hallow app to unlock a vast array of prayers for pregnant mothers, the unborn, civil leaders, and many others in need of prayer, because prayer actually works. Head over to hallow.com/Tucker, get 3 months free. Hallow. It's awesome. He also seems to, I don't understand how he does everything. How do you tweet that much, run that many companies, also have that many children, also, he's a gamer, I guess. How does that work?
Yeah, I agree. As
a scheduling matter.
I know, exactly. I got here last night, ate at the Pink Elephant, and went to bed, and I felt guilty. And I thought, shouldn't I be doing more yesterday? I really thought that. And I saw my email kind of piling up, and I used you as an excuse. Oh, I have to be fresh for Tucker. Good night. That's what I did. So you're right. And then I think, okay, I'm operating across an investment portfolio and one company that I run very intensely. How do you do that multiplied by 7 and all of these other, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know, Tucker. I wish that there was an answer, but I also think it's not the right thing to answer in the sense that we're all going to give some glib answer and then everybody's going to try to run and copy it. And I think what you forget is he is the product of 20 years of preparation. He started with one company. Then he started 2 companies. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
So these are reps upon reps upon reps upon reps over decades. And I think it's important to keep that in mind. That is a level of skill. He is demonstrating human peak level performance. It's easier to observe it in maybe an athlete or something else, but that's what he's demonstrating. He is at the peak of human intellect. That is the brain unencumbered by all the other stuff that maybe a lot of us get caught up in.
Well, that's the other thing is he's given up possessions effectively.
Great idea.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not. I've never.
He tweeted out like there's all these things I never tell him these things, but there are things that that's why I follow him. Because part of it is I get things from him in Twitter that really profoundly affect my life. So when I was going through all of that turbulence in 2022, he tweeted out, I think it was in 21, I can't remember when it was, but he's like, I've just sold all my homes and possessions. And I went back, immediately I thought of, that is the one thing that I was taught as a Buddhist when I was raised Buddhist. And despite all the stuff and all the anger that I had, and I never thought that Buddhism was all that effective or useful for me. I took one lesson: detach yourself from the physical world.
Yes.
And I saw it and I connected that dot to myself and I said, I am the opposite of that.
It's totally true.
I am totally totally, totally attached to the physical
I
world.
keep a verse on my phone. I'm not a great Bible scholar, hardly, but I do keep this verse because I think it actually, it's 1 John 3. Do not love this world nor the things it offers you, for when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you. For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and a pride in our achievements and possessions.
Right.
These are from the world, and the world is fading away along with everything that people crave.
There you go.
Christian, not Buddhist, but same idea and true.
Same idea. Same idea. And so he tweets that out. He sold all of his houses. He sells all of his possessions. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm buying more.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let me take delivery of this thing and this other thing. And now I have to hire people to manage the things. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Yes.
So that helped me a lot. I never told, but yeah, these things. So he is an incredible, I think, guidepost on how to clarify your own intentions. If you're willing to see through it all and clarify that message, that would be a thing that I think he's an incredible exemplar of. Find the thing that you care about and then just double and triple and quadruple and quintuple down on that thing.
That is exactly right. That is exactly right.
Man.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.